can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
We really gotta stop like praise ya. Stop and praise the ancient of days. Teary-eyed with a smiling face, the praise you gave was already ordained. Stop and praise for keeping you in your lane. Give a praise for breaking off them chains. Before you let somebody steal your praise, think about the spirit in which they came. Think about the energy they gave. Is it worth it? Nope, never, no way. Kingdom we broke into a praise dance. I praise y'all for D4 hug daps. Praise Yahweh for the congregation, and I praise him for the angels, the elders, and all their dedication. See this truth, it'll cut you, heal you, it'll make or break you. This is a spiritual walk, it's a spiritual ride. Just don't despise the chastisement when you get chastised. You a son, not a bastard, right? You gon' get chastised. It's a spiritual ride, just vibe. Yeah, just vibe. We gon' ride. All praises to the Most High.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
Mercy on you, mercy on me. They say the truth has set you free. See prophecy been fulfilled for real. Now what the deal? We giving praise to the God of Israel. Cause it's real out here. People get killed out here. They robbing steal out here. It's getting hard out here. The love of many wax cold from what I hear. But we back by the Most High, so who shall you feel? You gotta be bold and righteous to live. The flesh is exceedingly wicked. Sin deceiving is vicious. Repentance needed to fix it. His mercy too exquisite to miss it. Just proceed to listen. Let's stick to the mission. Believe and receive his blessing. You see, blessings come from above. None of us deserve it. None of us is worthy. But we praise y'all for his mercy.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya.
We really gotta stop like praise ya. Stop and praise the ancient of days. Teary-eyed and with a smiling face, the praise you gave was already ordained. Stop and praise for keeping you in your lane. Give a praise for breaking off them chains. Before you let somebody steal your praise, think about the spirit in which they came. Think about the energy they gave. Is it worth it? Nope, never, no way. Kingdom we broke into a praise dance. I praise y'all for D4 hug daps. Praise Yahweh for the congregation, and I praise him for the angels, the elders, and all their dedication. See, this truth, it'll cut you, heal you, it'll make or break you. It's a spiritual walk, it's a spiritual ride. Just don't despise the chastisement when you get chastised. You a son, not a bastard, right? You gon' get chastised. It's a spiritual ride. Just vibe. Yeah, just vibe. We gon' ride. All praises to the Most High.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya.
Mercy on you, mercy on me. They say the truth has set you free. See, prophecy been fulfilled for real. Now what the deal? We giving praise to the God of Yisrael, cause it's real out here. People get killed out here. They robbing still out here. It's getting hard out here. The love of many wax cold from what I hear. But we backed by the Most High, so who shall you feel? You gotta be bold and righteous to live. The flesh is seething and wicked. Sin deceiving is vicious. Repentance needed to fix it. His mercy too exquisite to miss it. Just proceed to listen. Let's stick to the mission. Believe and receive his blessing. You see, blessings come from above. None of us deserve it. None of us is worthy. But we praise y'all for his mercy.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya.
We really gotta stop like praise ya. Stop and praise the ancient of days. Teary-eyed and with a smiling face, the praise you gave was already ordained. Stop and praise for keeping you in your lane. Give a praise for breaking off them chains. Before you let somebody steal your praise, think about the spirit in which they came. Think about the energy they gave. Is it worth it? Nope, never, no way. Kingdom we broke into a praise dance. I praise y'all for D4 hug daps. Praise Yahweh for the congregation, and I praise him for the angels, the elders, and all their dedication. See, this truth, it'll cut you, heal you, it'll make or break you. right, he gonna get chastised. It's a spiritual ride. Just vibe. Yeah, just vibe. We gon' ride. All praises to the Most High.
When I think
Yahweh,
of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya. Hey.
Shalom Facebook, Shalom YouTube. Welcome to our prophecy class. Today we're in Isaiah chapter 40. But before we get started, does anyone have any questions? Yes.
Revelation chapter 18.
Chapter 13, 18. What about it?
Is Babylon the Vatican, right? Okay, so this Babylon, it is destroyed during the midst of the Great Tribulation, right?
No, this would be after.
Well, that's the question I got. Because in this chapter, it talks about all the merchants and their ships. And then, but if you go to Revelation chapter 16, Revelation chapter 16, they called out one of the bears, I believe it's the fourth ball, and then something, where is it? They poured out. All the ships in the sea are destroyed. So that's my thing. How did that go? If this Babylon destroyed after the Great Tribulations, but during the Great Tribulations, when the bowls are pulled out, all the ships in the sea are destroyed.
Well, what it's saying there in 18 is this what you're known for.
Mm.
You're known for taking in all these ships and commodities and people. So she was known for doing that. It's not saying it's actually happened at that time. Yeah.
Okay. I know the verses of crime and this and that, okay.
Yeah. That was a lot of people get that confused with Jeremiah and Isaiah, saying that they're the same thing as Revelation 18.
Mhm.
But the difference is, in those prophecies of Isaiah and Jeremiah, the name and who it is that's coming to attack that Babylon. They're talking about the Russians.
That's right.
Right? You don't hear that in chapter 17 and 18 of Revelation. So it's a different Babylon. This one here says mother of harlots. So yeah, that's the Vatican. And then when you go to chapter 16, like we just did, in verse 17, it says, "And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, It is done." So that'll be the end of the 3.5 years. All right? That's the seventh angel. And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth. And so mighty an earthquake, and so great. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon, or great Rome, came in remembrance before Elohim to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. So now we switch from the 3.5 years to Rome, right? The 3.5 years is over, right? So now Rome is coming to the mind of Yahweh. So now to pay her back for what she's been doing in the earth. That's when chapter 17 and 18 kick in. Okay? Does anyone else have any questions? Yes.
Yesterday when we Isaiah 14, 12 to 17, you said that the mixed multitude was Arabs.
I said what now?
The mixed multitude.
I didn't hear you.
Isaiah 14, verses 12 to 17, I believe. You said the mixed multitude was Arabs.
Multitude of what?
Of people.
Arabs.
Arabs.
What you say?
What it was, I think you were saying we came out of Egypt, the mixed multitude with Arabs.
Oh, the mixed multitude. The Hebrew word for mixed multitude was Arabs.
So it were Arabs?
Yeah, that's what they called them. Well, the Arabs called themselves Arabs.
Oh, okay. So that's what the people were Arabs.
They called themselves Arabs.
Okay.
Now, you look at Abraham's sons after they had Isaac. He had some concubines. He married Keturah, and those would be people that identify themselves as Arabs today. So you're looking at the Midian, and all the other rest of his sons, and then he had concubines. They had sons, so he's the father of many nations. So the people of Arabia uh, can't claim that Abraham was their father, so they called themselves Arabs also. But that was the Hebrew word for the mixed multitude.
So they're going to be in the kingdom?
The Arabs, yeah. When you go up in Isaiah, you see where Ishmael, was it Ishmael? Let me see here. In Isaiah, uh, let's see here. In Isaiah 60 and verse 6, it says, the multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, these are sons of Abraham. All of them from Sheba shall come. Again, that's one of Abraham's boys. Shall come, they shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises of Yahweh. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee, the rams of Nebel. Now these are sons of Ishmael, shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. So we're talking about the 1,000-year reign of the Mashiach through that kingdom of heaven. Does anyone else have any questions? All right, then let's go ahead and get started. Again, we are in Isaiah chapter 40. Again, from 40, most of the chapter after chapter 40 are true prophecy. So it's gonna run a gamut of prophecy during that time, but it's always concerning what Yahweh's gonna do for his people and what it's gonna do to the nations that afflicted his people. So let's go ahead and get started.
Isaiah chapter 40, verse 1. Comfort ye, my people, saith your Elohim. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned. For she have received of Yahweh's hand double for all her sins.
Mm-hmm.
The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of Yahweh, make straight in the desert a highway for our Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain, and the glory of Yahweh shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. For the mouth of Yahweh have spoken it.
So we have it already happened with John the Baptist, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was in the wilderness. He's that voice of him that cried in the wilderness. That would be John the Baptist, because John the Baptist stayed in the wilderness. He couldn't stand to be around his own people. And that's already happened, but the rest of it had not happened yet, except in the form of Mashiach. He was, this is saying that Yahweh is going to be there, but actually the Mashiach that was representing Yahweh. So he made his appearance, and but what he was going to do after is not complete yet. So it has to be a timeline between his appearance and what he's going to do for his people. In verse 4, it says, every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. And the glory of Yahweh shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken. So that would be the return of the Mashiach. He told you how it's going to be What it's going to be like when he returns, everybody's going to see him. But it'll be the Mashiach. They're not going to see Yahweh. But that's what the prophecy said. Okay. Mashiach said that you have neither seen his form nor heard his voice. So you're not going to see him, but you're going to see who represents him. Everybody's going to see it just like it says here. Go ahead, Brother Sam.
Isaiah chapter 40, verse 6. The voice said, cry. And he said, what shall I cry? All flesh is grass, and all the goodliness thereof is as the flower of the field. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, because the spirit of Yahweh bloweth upon it. Surely the people is grass. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our Elohim shall stand forever.
So when he says all flesh is grass, and all the goodness thereof is as the flower of the field, what does he mean by that? All flesh is grass.
We come and we go.
Huh?
We come and we go.
It comes and go?
Come and go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just flesh. It's nothing that you see as important. It's just grass. That's how he looks at his creation. The images of himself is just grass. Why? Because of the sin of Adam. Because with that sin, death is now in the world. So now flesh is all grass now. It grows up and it gets cut down. Yeah, man.
I got two good comments, your commentaries. When it says grass, your commentary, all men are alike in a sense.
A what?
Are alike in a sense.
Alike? Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then you got down here, we are a special grass.
I don't remember saying that, but
yeah, I wrote it
yeah,
down.
well, you got.
I write your commentaries
Well,
out.
if you say I wrote it, I said it, then that must mean we Bermuda grass. So praise Yahweh for being Bermuda. Go ahead, Steve.
Isaiah chapter 40, verse 9. O Zion, that bringeth good tidings, get thee up into the high mountain. O Jerusalem, that bringeth good tidings, lift up thy voice with strength, lift it up, be not afraid. Say unto the cities of Yehuda, behold your Elohim. Behold, the Adonai will come with strong hand, and his arm shall rule for him. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. He shall feed his flock like a shepherd. He shall gather the lambs with his arm and carry them in his bosom, and shall gently lead those that are with young.
When I was in college, I was in the choir, and we sang one of these songs, one of these verses here. It says in verse 11, he shall feed his flock like a shepherd, and shall gather the lambs with his arm and carry them in his bosom, and shall gently lead those that are with him with young. So that verse they made into a song, a Negro spiritual, and we sang that song. I know y'all never heard of it, but I know Eddie Yaakov probably heard of it because he and I are not that far apart when it comes to that, Negro spirituals. So I'm pretty sure he would know what I was talking about with this particular verse. But it was a verse that was a song that was written using those very words. He shall feed his flock like a shepherd, hold the young lambs in his bosom. It's a beautiful song. You might want to Google it. See when you get a chance. Go ahead, Brother Seth.
Isaiah chapter 40, verse 12. Who have measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and meted out heaven with the span, and comprehended the dust of the earth in a measure, and weighed the mountains in scales, and the hills in a balance?
Do you notice how he's talking about Yahweh in this manner? That man can't do this.
Right.
Right? He says, who have measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and meted out heaven and with the span, and comprehended the dust of the earth in a measure, and weighed the mountains in scales and the hills in a balance. You see how he relates that to what man does? Because man uses balances and uses scales, so Yahweh uses those things. So he's trying to relate what Man does what Yahweh does. But man cannot weigh the mountains in scales. Right? It's impossible. He don't have a scale, don't know how to do it. But Yahweh can. Yeah, man.
That explains why these scientists always claim that these bones, dinosaur bones, millions of years old and stuff, right? They be claiming it's millions. How do they know that it's a millions of years old?
The bones of what? Men?
Of
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs?
Yeah, they be saying that
They're millions of years old?
Yeah. Every time I hear the word million, I said, what kind of technology would say that? How did they know?
The white man said it, right?
There you
It
go.
must be true.
Got to be right.
Yeah. Right? No.
If he says a millions of years old, you gotta take him at the word for it, man.
Been down my job, he used to say, the right man is the white man is the right man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a guy that worked at Sims, I think who it was, and I'd be glanced over. And he was studying the dinosaur bones, and he found living flesh on them.
Oh.
And he reported it. So they wound up firing them and shutting them down, but he found living flesh on a dinosaur bone. They business, there should be no flesh on their period, you know what I'm saying? Like living like dead, like living up with like dead flesh, like flesh on dinosaur bone. This is the never see nothing left. So this is
Whatever happened to him?
he wound up getting fired from that museum. You know, he worked for the museum, one of those like their curators, whatever, but he was studying it and found like flesh, it's still fresh, and we won't use it to be no fresh cream, you know what I mean? So they wanted to find got out.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, to show you the enormity of their lies. I mean, they can say anything, man. Write books about it and make it seem true. So, well, like Joseph was saying, how they know how to measure a million years? How they know how to measure the distance from the Earth to the sun?
Wow.
93 million miles. You can't even look a mile. You can measure 93 million miles just by formulas, math formulas, and theories. Now, the Earth, they proved that the Earth was round uh, using the Pythagorean theory.
Right.
But the problem is, it's a theory. This hadn't been proven yet. So they're going by the theories as facts instead of looking at what it really saying here. So that's the way white folks have ruled the world through theory and convinced the world that they're right. That's why Otis can't believe that the Earth is flat.
And it been the military.
He can't believe that we have been to the moon.
He listening to.
You listen to Otis?
You know it. You know
You listen to Otis?
it. You know it. You know what he
I
doing.
forgot you listening, man. Yeah.
Yeah, well, as you say, in reference to the white man, his goal as a race of people is to discredit Yahweh creation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's his goal. He always want to discredit Yahweh creation because see that showed me that he's not simple to a lot of things. He is knowledgeable about a lot of things, and that the earth was given unto our forefathers, and we're going to inherit. So his idea is to just destroy everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. But that's why it was so important for us to keep those commandments so we would rule the world.
Yeah.
Rule the world in righteousness. But it wasn't meant to be that way, because if that was the case, we wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Reading about what we were supposed to do.
Right.
So Yahweh gave the earth into the hands of white people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so this is how they rule the world, by deception
Right.
and all types of misunderstandings.
Manipulation.
Yeah, manipulation, right.
Mhm.
So this is how they rule the world. And what Yahweh showed us, this is how the Gentiles rule the world. I don't want you to rule the world like that.
No.
You're going to be you're going to rule the world, but you're going to be rooted in righteousness and truth.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So people are going to know the difference between how we rule and how the white people rule. Yeah. And white people are going to be glad we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What comes to the stimulus things, like those of them that know that we finna rule the world, they trying to ruin it. They're trying to destroy it. They're trying to poison it. They're doing everything they can to make the world be uninhabitable. When we come to rule, it's nothing worth ruling. It seems like that's what they try to do with all these chemical sprays and stuff they're doing around the world. They're just destroying the earth, like intentionally just digging up everything like, there's no purpose in all what y'all doing. It's like y'all just the ones that have nothing but fools. Y'all know we're gonna take over.
Yeah, well, it had to be profitable to them to destroy the world. So this is how they make their money by destroying the world. But how can you compare what they're doing to the world with what Yahweh's going to do to that one world order? Right? It sounds like it says that a third of the water going to be turned to blood, then all the water going to be turned to blood. They can't do stuff like that. Right? Now, they've had wars, like in World War II, they're sinking them ships, and them ships had all that petrol in them. So that polluted the oceans, but they don't talk about that. But this time, even though they're trying to destroy the earth, ecosystem, and environment, that word is going to be destroyed by Yahweh with the trumpet of destruction, vials of wrath. So yeah, let them do what they want to do, because after it's all over, you're going to have that temple built in Jerusalem, and that water coming out that temple going to cleanse all the waters of the earth. So they already declared the end from the beginning for us, so that we won't be concerned. It might be a little rough, but Yahweh still took care of his people when they were in the wilderness before. Remember how they murmured about because they didn't have any water? Well, you're gonna have to worry about that now. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Yahweh is the author of this whole thing, but when you actually look at it, who do Yahweh have behind the curtain? Satan is the one pushing them to do that, right? They think they're doing that on their own. But
Yeah.
Satan is just trying to, same way like the story of Job, he's just trying to tell Yahweh, no, it's not going to be like that.
No.
Yeah.
No, we see what he's doing.
Yeah, Satan is
Following the script, he's doing the same thing they say they're gonna do. So, but we know that Yahweh's gonna prevail. He's gonna bring his people out of their captivity, and that's why the Mashiach could not manifest himself as king at the time of his first manifestation.
Yeah.
Right, because the rest of these prophecies got to come to pass concerning us. This had to go down. Then you got the 3.5 years of great tribulation. That's got to go down before he takes over. So letting the word of Yahweh come first. Then he gonna show up. Yeah.
They looking at it. We used to look at it when we was kids, even now. We see Gentiles implode building. Oh man, that's one step for progress of man. They tearing up stuff and then they dam up lakes and make artificial, lakes and all that. Well, that's Satan moving them people to destroy our inheritance.
Yeah, I know.
We never thought about it that way.
I know. Yeah, you're right. Satan be glad to destroy Yahweh's creation. But Yahweh said that earth was made to be inhabited.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Elder.
Now, in reference to us as a race of people or nation of people, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was it Nicholas V that instituted slavery?
Nicholas V?
Yeah, Pope
No.
Nicholas.
Well, slavery has always been around, even before the Gentiles.
I mean, but
were
as
slaves.
far as us, the transatlantic slave trade.
Well, when we had our own land, right, called it Kingdom of Judah, right, and they called it Sweden.
All right.
Well, we enslaved people while we were in our land.
Yeah.
But what happened was that the homie people came and enslaved us and sold us to these white people.
All right.
Right. So slavery was around long before Nicholas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who enslaved us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we look at when our father went into we're under the tribute of other nations. That's a form of slavery.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So beginning at Zedekiah, at the end of his reign, that's when we became tributaries to the rest of the nation.
All right.
Right. So we're looking at the slavery here in America, unlike any other slavery in history.
Right.
So we got everything detailed here in the prophecies
Right.
of what they were going to be doing to our people. And so they got to answer what they did to Yahweh's people. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But again, slavery coming back.
Yeah, yes, it's coming back. Yes, it's definitely coming back.
They're going to be like the slavery here in America, though. They're going to be glad to be our slaves. Yeah. Because they can look at us and tell that we used to be slaves too. And we don't want to treat anybody like we were treated. We're not that kind of people. Right. So yeah, they'll probably stand in line to be our slaves.
I heard I think I might have seen it on YouTube where a white boy was up in the white boy said, look, I said, man, so he basically was talking to his people, and the white folks. He said, look, he said, man, he said, y'all we as a race of people, talking about the white man, he said, we never could match. We never could match the black men in America or the black people of America because they basically he was saying they are superior over us. He said we wipe their history away, made mockery of them, and now it's coming to the point where though now our eyes begin to open and we begin to see who they really are. It's not just them Negroes who came over here with the transatlantic slave. He said, those who we made mockery of and cast aside. He said, these are the Jews, man. White boy,
Are they getting scared now?
trembling.
I'll be scared too.
They're trembling now.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they know what they did to us.
Yeah.
And they don't tell about his word, they read, it doesn't make them do this.
Yeah.
They can't. They might kill someone, they just shoot somebody, in there, but as a whole, there's nothing they can do to us, period. They just start, they know who start race war. Toward this battle, they're gonna lose.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose. They
Yeah, I
can't
know.
lose. They can't lose. There's nothing they can do.
Satan got them to see.
Mhm.
Yeah, because he gave them a religion. Yeah, man.
I just want to say, white people, the Catholic Church, all that was involved is on the internet, and the internet is telling the story of what they did to black people.
Mm-hmm.
Who did the black people? Who? The Catholic Church? Are they telling that?
They are the originators of allowing the enslavement of black people.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that.
major players of helping us get that started was the Portuguese.
Yeah.
They Catholics too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that goes back to Revelation 18 when it talks about bondmen being part of the Catholic Church. With that proved that they were part of slavery.
Mhm.
That put us as slaves.
Good point. Good point. I got to mark that off.
Yeah.
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 Never thought about that.
Yeah, because you see bondman and free
Right.
is part of that beast, and they ain't doing that now.
Right.
So it had to be long before now that they were part of that slave trade.
Right.
Yeah. So go ahead, man.
Uh, Isaiah chapter 40, verse 13. Who has directed the spirit of Yahweh, or being his counselor, have taught him?
Now go ahead, continue because it's gonna be something else that's gonna be showing here. Go ahead.
Verse 14. With whom took he counsel, and who instructed him, and taught him in the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed to him the way of understanding.
But again, what we have here are people that disagree with Yahweh. That disagree with the way he do things. You flesh, but you disagree with someone that's not flesh. That you could have done it better. Yahweh is not being fair. That's what I've heard them say. Yahweh is not fair.
You don't have to be fair.
He's just right.
You're right.
You may not look at it like that, but he's right. Right? So who are you to speak against what Yahweh says and does? He's always right. He's never wrong. He don't lie, don't do anything that the flesh does. So it says here in verse 13, who have directed the spirit of Yahweh, being his counselor, have taught him. With whom took he counsel, and who instructed him, and taught him in the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed to him the way of understanding. Don't that kind of sound like what Yahweh said to Job?
Mhm.
He said the same thing. Right? Let's stop here. Let's go read a little bit of it.
Gird up your loins, boy. You're going to talk to me, however.
Yeah. Let's see here. In Job chapter 38, this beginning of what Yahweh is speaking to Job, because that Yahweh hadn't talked to anybody yet. But now all of a sudden he busts forth on the scene.
Mm.
It says in verse 1, then Yahweh answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, who is this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge? Gird now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. What was thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if thou hast understanding. Who have laid the measure thereof, if thou know it? Or who have stretched the line upon it? Whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened, and who laid the cornerstone thereof? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of Elohim shouted for joy. So you keep on reading, you see that who did all these things, Job?
Mm.
I did all these things, right? So we got the same thing in verse 13 and 14 in Isaiah. Who have directed the spirit of Yahweh, or being his counselor, have taught him, with whom took he counsel, and who instructed him, and taught him the path of judgments, and taught him knowledge, and showed to him the way of understanding. This you can't do this to your creator. Your creator created you. You didn't create him. Right? So how dare you question him? How dare you think you could tell him what to do? You sinful flesh. When you pray, you have to ask for forgiveness for your sins. So being sinful flesh, how can you counsel someone that's not sinful? Go ahead, Steph.
He says, chapter 40, verse 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of that balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing in vanity.
Mm.
To whom then will you liken Elohim, or what likeness will you compare unto him? The workman melted a graven image, and the goldsmith spread it over with gold, and cast of silver chains. He that is so impoverished that he has no oblation chooses a tree that will not rot. He seeketh unto him a cunning workman to prepare a graven image that shall not be moved. Have you not known? Have you not heard? Has it not been told you from the beginning? Have you not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretches out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in.
Now, that particular verse that I have in my commentary, in Bible's commentary, them saying that this justifies people believing that the earth is round.
Right.
That particular verse there. Now, but when you look up that word circle in the Strong's Concordance, it just means circuit. It's like 285 goes around Atlanta. That's a circuit. So this, the better word they should have used was circuit, not circle. But I imagine they did that on purpose to justify believing that the world is round when it's not. And to prove that, when you get a chance, it's either on our website where NASA said that the Earth is flat. If you can't find it, I got a copy of the NASA report that says that the Earth is flat. I got it in my office. So when I get a chance, come on back there and look at it. It's a NASA document. Got NASA wrote out on it, saying that the Earth is flat. Yeah.
Even with the earth being flat, it's still kind of round like a plate, like, right?
That's still a configuration, still a geometric shape. I don't know if the Earth is in a geometric shape. It's flat, but it's got different coastlines and different mountains and valleys. So it's not in a geometric shape as a circle or as round. It's got different edges on it, so it really can't measure what you can't say circumference, but how the Earth looks from space. Like when you go back out now, we know NASA put that CG out there, letting you think that the Earth is round. But if you had a true picture of the Earth, then you would see the actual the form, the shape of the Earth, whether it's round or not. I don't think it's round. It's just got too many jagged edges and coastlines to be perfectly round. Yeah, yeah, man.
Now, as you said, in reference to the dimensions of the earth, Yahweh said, to put more or less to put man interpretation and of the earth as round. Yahweh said, I'm gonna scatter my people to the four corners.
Yeah,
Now, as you said, a ball don't have no corners.
that's right.
So I mean, so who is telling the truth?
That's what I tell him. He tell him who
That's
you gonna
not
believe.
even a question.
Who you gonna believe, the white man or the word of God? It's,
Well,
if the earth was a circle, he should have said, I scattered Israel around the earth, right?
yeah,
He said, I scattered them to the ends of the earth.
right. So there's more than one end. A
Right.
circle doesn't have an end.
Mhm.
Right. So when you say the four corners of the earth,
Right.
yeah, that kind of puts you in mind that it's not. It doesn't tell you how the four corners are shaped.
No.
Right. Maybe jagged on one side, smooth on the other side.
Mhm.
Yeah, the other.
Antarctica is a mystery because the nations did sign an agreement about 80-something years ago or something like that, not to acknowledge whatever they found in Antarctica, they don't want the masses to know about
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
it. Okay? So it's just another mystery.
No, you gotta wonder why
Yeah.
they don't want nobody to know what's up in there.
Mhm.
Because remember the journey of Admiral Byrd? He's the one who discovered Antarctica, what's inside of Antarctica.
Mhm.
And what he said goes against what the common thought of how the earth is shaped. Because what he saw was an ice wall,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you look, and I got a map in there with the flat earth, and it has an ice wall around the earth. So that's why they don't want people going up in Antarctica to see that big wall, because it is a wall there. That's why they haven't been in space. They haven't even been to the moon. First of all, because you got the Van Allen belt that will destroy all your computers in the ship.
Right.
But it's still a wall that they can't penetrate that covers the earth. That's the firmament. Because I don't know if y'all saw this video of these white boys sent a rocket straight up. It didn't go in the curve like you got the shuttle do. It went straight up, and they had a camera attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, it bumped into something,
Right.
and it came back down. You heard it go boom, and then it came back down.
Mm-hmm.
So NASA, when white folks tell a lie, bro, you got to hand it to them. They tell the best lies on Earth, and they get paid.
Yeah.
Right? So they make you think that white folk been out in space, been up to the moon, and they got some kind of uh, machine that's on Mars right now, taking pictures of Mars.
Yeah.
That's my white folk. You got to admire 'em for that, for how detailed their lies are. So I can't think in that frame of mind how detailed my lie going to be. My lie is just enough to last about a half hour. It's- so-
Now, I like the way you said that because I seen another program and the program had said that all those who had more or less was the father of different religions, like the Baptist, the Pentecostal, the Methodist, the Episcopalian, the Jehovah Witness. They all said, look, the reason why we was the father of these religions and brought these religions into existence was to deceive the children of Israel. We're gonna take a look. You know, your fall to the devil.
That's my Creole.
Sometimes he catch me off guard.
But that's a good point. White people, their lies take them to the bank, don't
Yeah,
our lies take us to jail.
all the time. You can't lie like white people. We used to ghetto lie, man.
Ghetto lies.
White folks got that international lie going on, bro. So white folks lie that they've been to the moon. Now Russia lie say they've been to the moon. China lie say they've been to the moon. Esau lied he been to the moon. Indians been lied they been to the moon, but they messed it up. The camera fell down. So everybody got the best lies except us. And I don't think if one African country ever even thought about sending a rocket to the moon, a spaceship to the moon. They don't think of those terms.
No.
Yeah. Huh? We don't have no money yet. Well, I know. They got lions and they worry about them lions out there. Them hyenas and all that. See, the white folk got to worry about them kind of animals. Chinese and all. They don't have to worry about them kind of animals. The higher they been is a giraffe neck. That's about all they can get up. That's sure. Well, what they gonna do if they go to the moon? Huh? What the Africans gonna do if they go to the moon?
Eat everything up there.
No, they bring them animals with them. And the wild oxen.
But you know what? It's funny how they got everything. I like my boy Trump. I think Trump, but Trump is even talking about them going to the moon. Boy, they got this thing jammed up.
Yeah, I know, man, but that's just to distract you.
Yeah, I do it.
All right, they don't want you to see what the real world is saying. So I got to get it to them. They are great deceivers. Yeah, they are very great deceivers. How you think they rule the world? They rule the world through this deception. All right, so if you're going to deceive somebody, you got to have Satan on your side to show you how to deceive the whole world. Yeah, cool. Whole world belongs to Satan. So they tell white folks how to rule the world through lies and deception. Yeah. Who gonna stop you? You got all the money, you got all the military, and if somebody say something against you, you can kill them.
That's right.
That'll be the end of that. Let's go ahead and continue, brother.
All right. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 22 again. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretches out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in, that bringeth the princes to nothing, he maketh the judges of the earth as vanity. Yea, they shall not be planted, yea, they shall not be sown. Yea, their stock shall not take root in the earth, and he shall also blow upon them, and they shall wither, and the whirlwind shall take them away as stubble. To whom then will you liken me, or shall I be equal, saith the Holy One? Lift up your eyes on high, and behold who have created these things, that bringeth out their host by number. He calleth them all by names by the greatness of his might, for that he is strong in power, not one faileth. Why sayest thou, O Jacob, and speaketh, O Israel? My way is hid from Yahweh, and my judgment is passed over from my Elohim. I got it right then.
Yeah, you did. I don't think none of them was here when you said it when you said it before.
Yeah, I just said what about 1,000 times.
Yeah. In verse 27, Steve would always say, "What said thou, O Jacob?"
Right.
He always said that.
Right.
So, damn, it looked like why did it?
I said 100 times, right?
Yeah. Finally got it right. Sometimes it take a while. Yeah, some people never learn though. Go ahead, Steve.
Isaiah chapter 40, verse 28. Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting El, Yahweh, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increases strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint.
Now, this whole book, this whole chapter here, chapter 40, was meant for people that had lost all hope, that were pressed people, so letting them know that you got a God that can do anything. So how dare you make an image to a God that can't do nothing? And that's what our father was into. So what Isaiah is doing is exalting Yahweh as compared to the idols that they were worshiping, telling her the characteristics, the attributes of Yahweh, that he's a loving Elohim and that he takes care of his people. It doesn't matter who you are as far as the children of Israel are concerned. Uh, in verse 30, in verse 29, he giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. That's for people like us. Even if you shall faint and be weary, and the young man shall utterly fall, the they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength.
Mhm.
They shall mount up with wings of eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. So again, it's for people that need this.
Mhm.
White people don't need this. Africans don't need this. Chinese, nobody else needs this but us. Go ahead, Brother Stephen. Let's pick this up in chapter 41, starting at verse 8. Now, the reason I said that is because in chapter 41, it's not really prophetic, but it is. Let me see here. Well, yeah, go ahead, start at verse 1, because we're going to see he's talking about a particular person here as compared. Look, see that smile on her face? She ready. She is ready. Because she know I'm going to ask that question that she already not got the answer to. Come on, Ella. Don't ask it. You see me looking at you. All the problem is your co-partner not here with you. Because both of y'all be looking at me smiling. Saying, you got him now. Go ahead, brother. Start at verse 1. Brother Stephen, start at verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 41, verse 1. Keep silence before me, O islands, and let the people renew their strength. Let them come near, then let them speak. Let us come near together to judgment. Who raised up the righteous man from the east, called him to his foot, gave the nations before him, and made him rule over kings?
Mm-hmm.
He gave them as the dust to his sword, and as driven stubble to his bow. He pursued them and passed safely, even by the way that he had not gone with his feet. Who had wrought and done it, calling the generations from the beginning, I, Yahweh, the first, and with the last, I am he. The isles saw it and feared. The ends of the earth were afraid, drew near, and came. They helped everyone his neighbor, and everyone said to his brother, be of good courage. So the carpenter encouraged the goldsmith, and he that smote with the hammer, him that smote the anvil, saying, it is ready for the soldering, and he fastened it with nails that it should not be moved.
Now, in verse 1 and 2, it says in verse 2, who raised up the righteous man from the east, called him to his foot, gave the nations before him, and made him rule over kings. He gave them as a dust to his sword, and as driven stubble to his bow. He pursued them and passed safely, even by the way that he had not gone with his feet. Now, this is someone from the east.
Mhm.
Feast of what? Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at Persia,
Mm-hmm.
right? So with this particular person, you get the prophecy, uh, this prophecy occurring in 712 BC, but that person didn't show up to 536 BC. So you're looking at nearly 200 years later. That's who he's talking about. This righteous man, who raised up the righteous man from the east. 200 years later, we get who? You don't know, Elder? Well, who we talking about, Mother? Huh? Cyrus? She absolutely right.
Well, he said the verse.
I asked Mother to say it, not you, man.
I felt trying to do a Jackson.
It's too late now. You shot somebody in the head. Say, I'm sorry.
Bullet come back in the gun.
Yeah, you can't undo the damage, man. Now, let's go ahead and continue, Brother Stephen. Let's look at the prophecy we're about to read now.
Isaiah chapter 41, verse 8. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Thou, whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away.
A circle does not have ends.
Right.
A circle never stops. It's continuous. Other geometric figures have ends, but not a circle. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy Elohim. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them, and shalt not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught.
Now, look at what he's saying here. They that war against thee. Well, who does that refer to more than anybody else? Us. So all this prophecy from verse 8 all the way down concerns a people that have been oppressed, that people hate and they speak evil of and try to destroy. So we fit this description too. That's why it's easy for us to understand what it's saying and what it's talking about, because we can see ourselves in the prophecy. We've been here long enough, we've been here 400 years or more. And we've got the history of our oppression here in America already recorded. And so we got the same thing recorded in Isaiah and the rest of the prophecies about how we're going to be a oppressed people. Now, a Christian can't read this. And I no doubt our fathers did not see this coming while they were still in the land. But now that we're not in our land, we can read it for ourselves and see, well, yeah, we kind of fit that. You're the one that need these kind of words of encouragement. Yahweh has not forsaken his people. We are still his servant. He has not cast us away. Same thing Paul said in Romans chapter 11, verse 1. Said, he hasn't cast us away. Because I'm an Israelite, I'm a tribe of Benjamin, of the seed of Abraham. So that's I think, was that you said that this white guy said to cast away the children of Israel, that they are no more?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of mindset people have about the children of Israel, as if none of this matters.
No.
The covenants and promises that are written, that doesn't matter. So they've forgotten the children of Israel, and they've been written out of the history books as if they never existed. So if they believe that, then they must agree then that God lies. Because he said, I never forsake you. Yeah.
Is that for them to preach their stuff and teach their stuff, knowing that they read the Bible and knowing the people they tell that to is not being read the Bible, now they kind of like selling their souls just to get that money, but at the time, because like and read it and know what it's saying, but they said opposite of what it says. So that's so they're going against Yahweh on the one hand, but it's like they kind of like selling their soul. Okay, I'm a big time preacher. I'm making my money. You know, I'm gonna have give everything I want on earth now because I know I'm lying.
Yeah, these are beautiful stories. I mean, when you look at the historical parts of it, white folk just can't put the book down. And they got beautiful words in Psalms. They love the book of Psalms. But they're Christians. And so Satan has deceived them into believing that whoever wrote these words are no more. As a matter of fact, just like Paul said, they say that Yahweh's cast away his people. And they believe that to this day. That there are no more Israelites in the world. The only Jews that they know are the people that call themselves Jews. So now this means nothing to them. They can read it, sounds pretty, but they can't identify with it. We're the only people that can identify with it. So now Yahweh showed us, yeah, this is you, but I still love you. I haven't cast you away. What I said back during the time of Moshe, I'm saying it now. I don't change. I'm a rock. So I'm not going to change. Just like the religions change from one generation to another. Yeah, well, Yahweh doesn't change. So he said, I love you, my people. He still loves us. We have to accept that. We have to take that and we believe it, that he still loves us more than anybody else on earth. That's a mind blowing. Considering the position that we're in, it's mind blowing to see that regardless of what people think about us, Yahweh loves us above them. We can be as nasty and simple as we can be, but yet still Yahweh still loves us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no matter what they say about us, and it very well might be true. When you look at the brother walking around with the pants sagging and the women acting like 25-cent hoes,
Mm-hmm.
that's still Yahweh's people.
That's correct.
And you can't say nothing against them. Yeah, Ella.
I want to say something, but it slipped me. You know, I want to add on to what Brother Bless has said in reference to their deception. Um, let's see, can I recall it back? But I can't recall.
Don't you hate that?
What you had said in reference to the world, being around situation and me talking about the deception of the religions. I mean, had maybe y'all will bring it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try, hold on to that. Yeah, Steve.
You can look at it, like you said, they could take verses from an unlearned person, like Yah would say, you shall do these things forever in all your dwellings, right? You got to keep my law. But they'll go up there and then they'll tell an unlearned person or audience, with this religion thing, well, Jesus nailed the law to the cross.
Mm-hmm.
And then Paul said, seeing y'all don't want to hear this word, no, we turn from y'all and go Gentile. Well, that means God would cast away his people. You can take that verse right there.
Yeah.
Unlearned. And then he say, and like he say all the time, if you're under grace, you're no longer under law. They can take them three things right there.
Yeah.
Then build religion and showed you God lied.
Yeah. So that's why they look at us like we're crazy.
Yeah.
You keep the law? You're not supposed to keep God's law. What's the matter with you?
Right.
There's nothing wrong with us. It's just that we're not Christians.
So
Be the people of the book.
Yeah.
And we can't find anywhere in here that God cast away his law. That means he wasted his breath.
mm-hmm.
Why would he give us law, then take it away? And why would his son, who had also had law, how come y'all ain't keeping his law?
Right.
To add on to what you're saying, like when I get up and come to service on Shabbat, they be looking out the window, wonder where this
The people in the apartment building?
where this clown you're going on the Saturday.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they be shocked, but I think y'all would be hitting them home and say, you know something, man? Maybe this man do know the truth.
You strange.
Yeah.
You don't dress like they do.
Mm-mm.
They're scared to come at you, up to you.
When they see me with this Cooper, when I wasn't wearing this Cooper, they used to like to talk. But so like now they
When you're wearing a kufi, man, I mean, you probably got some bombs strapped around your waist. So. They stay away from it, bro.
Oh, man.
But it is a conversation piece. Whether it's wearing the kufi or wearing your garb, it's a conversation piece because they don't see black people dressed like us.
Mhm.
And they wonder, what kind of people are we? That you don't dress like your regular folk. That's when we get talking about the truth, right? Someone can stand there and take it, some say, I gotta go.
Right.
Yeah. Did I still pick a hand going? Okay, go ahead, Brother Stanley.
Isaiah chapter 41, verse 13, verse 12. What was that?
12.
12. Thou shalt seek them and shalt not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing and as a thing of naught. For I, Yahweh, thy Elohim, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Yaakov, and you men of Israel. I will help thee, saith Yahweh, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel.
Look what he says, what he calls his people. You're a worm.
And I put emphasis on I wouldn't folk do that.
I know,
But
I heard you.
I heard y'all, I hope Yaakov heard it.
He called his people a worm.
Right. A maggot.
I mean, it's what it does is solidifies the familiarity that Yahweh has about his people. I know what kind of people you are. You're nothing but a worm. But I'm still gonna take care of it, even though you're a worm.
Right.
Right? Look what it said. Fear not, thou worm, how cold. See, I'm doing it too. And you men of Israel, I will help thee, said Yahweh, and said Yahweh, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. You're a worm to me, but I'm still gonna help you. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
He says, chapter 41, verse 15. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountain and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. And thou shalt rejoice in Yahweh, and shall glory in the Holy One of Israel. When the poor and needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue felleth for thirst, I, Yahweh, will hear them. I, the Elohim of Israel, will not forsake them. I will open rivers in high places and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water, and the dry land springs of water. I will plant in the wilderness the shittah tree, and the myrtle, and the yall tree. I will set in the desert the fir tree, and the pine, and the box tree together, that they may see and know and consider and understand together that the hand of Yahweh have done this, and the Holy One of Israel have created it.
Mm-hmm.
Produce your cause, saith Yahweh. Bring forth your strong reasons, saith the King of Yaakov. Let them bring them forth and show us what shall happen. Let them show the former things what they be, that we may consider them and know the latter end of them, or declare us things for to come. Show the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that you are gods. Yea, do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed and behold it together.
Now you see what it's saying here in verse 21 to verse 23. He's saying, y'all got prophets. Let them tell you what's gonna. Let them tell me what you're gonna do. Let them forecast the future. Right? You talk about the false prophet. So go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Isaiah chapter 41, verse 24. Behold, you are of nothing, and your work of naught. An abomination is he that chooses you. I have raised up one from the north, and he shall come. From the rising of the sun shall he call upon my name, and he shall come upon princes as upon mortar, and as the pot of tread of clay.
Wait a minute. Now in verse 2, he said he was raised up. Who raised up the righteous man from the west and called him to his foot and gave the foundation before him, made him rule over kings. He gave them as a dust to his sword and a driven stubble to the bow. And now in verse 25, He said, I have raised up one from the north. And he shall come from the rising of the sun, shall he call upon my name, and he shall come upon princes as upon mortar, and as the potter treadeth the clay. Now, we're pretty sure by the time Daniel showed Nebuchadnezzar his dreams, Daniel used Yahweh's name, but Nebuchadnezzar never used it. He always called him the God of the Jews, or the God of Daniel, the God of Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. But it doesn't say he ever used his name. He was calling on other gods, Marduk, and all the rest of those gods, the Babylonian gods they called upon. But you never hear him call upon the name. He referred to Yahweh, but he didn't use his name, right? So I imagine that's about as close to using his name as going to get from a heathen, because again they had their own gods. As a matter of fact, Nebuchadnezzar could have considered himself a god. Had that statue built for him, right? So everybody that saw it got to stop doing what they're doing and bow down to that statue of himself. But where he get that idea from? Satan? No, not quite. What he did was he had that dream, right? And Daniel explained to him what he saw, because the rest of the people couldn't tell him because he didn't know, right? So he had a dream of a giant person, a tall person, got all these different levels to it. So he took that vision the dream that he had that Daniel explained to him, and made a vision, a statue of himself. So yeah, if you're gonna make a statue, you say, yeah, it's coming from Satan. So Satan must have put it in his heart to do it. But coming from what Daniel explained to him about that dream. All right, go ahead, Brother Seth.
He says, chapter 41, verse 26. Who have declared from the beginning that we may know, and before time that we may say he is righteous. Yea, there is none that showeth, yea, there is none that declareth, yea, there is none that heareth your words. The first shall say to Zion, Behold, behold them, and I will give to Jerusalem one that bringeth good tidings. For I beheld, and there was no man even among them, and there was no counselor that, when I asked of them, could answer a word. Behold, they are all vanity. Their works are nothing. Their molten images are wind and confusion.
You had a lot of different gods out there back in those days, and they also had a lot of false prophets telling them what's going to happen. So he's talking about those types of people that our father believed. So when you go up in places like Jeremiah 23, it talks about all prophecies, that all the false prophets that said Yahweh would do this or Yahweh would do that. So no, they heard, if they stood before me, they would tell my people to repent from their ways or change their ways, right? But they didn't say that. They said, well, the Babylonians ain't gonna come up in here, right? So he came up in here, so Yahweh let them know they lying. The prophets, them some lying. Is that Otis? No, that's not Otis. That look like Otis.
Got that little cap like Otis on that little shirt.
Otis. He at work. How you know? Oh, he okay.
He watching or something.
Yeah. Thanks for being at work, Otis. The white folk need you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Isaiah chapter 42, verse 1. Behold my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not cry, nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. A bruised reed shall he not break, and the smoking flax shall he not quench. He shall bring forth judgment unto truth. He shall not fail, nor be discouraged, till he have set judgment in the earth, and the isles shall wait for his law. Thus saith Elohim Yahweh, he that created the heavens and stretched them out, he that spread forth the earth, and that which cometh out of it, he that giveth breath unto the people upon it, and spirit to them that walk therein. I, Yahweh, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles, to open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house.
Now, look at what it says in verse 1. It says, Behold, my servant whom I uphold, mine elect in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. Now, we know who is this referring to? Mashiach, right?
Mhm.
Well, what did he tell that woman that had a daughter vexed with the devil?
I'm sent
So
on.
I'm not sent on to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Mhm.
I can't deal with you now.
Mhm.
I got to fulfill what I was sent here for. I sent him for my people, not you. All right, but he did it anyway because of a faith. But it says here he's going to bring judgment to the Gentiles. So this has to be after he returns, when he sets up his kingdom, and the people realize who it is they're dealing with. They're going to be glad that he's going to be judging them. And we're going to have judges among our people, and we'll have judges in their land, because disputes will come up because we're flesh. But so we'll be under the laws of the Mashiach himself, which we're still under the law of Yahweh, but nevertheless, we'll be able to judge righteous judgment among the Gentiles. They be looking for people like us. Because you look at what they're doing to their own people today, they ain't getting no breaks either. They start to feel like what they know what it feels like to be black. Because we never got any breaks. So they ain't getting no breaks either. What you going?
Like you say, about the woman, whose daughter was vexed with the devil. Sometime when I witnessed to him, I would say, I said, well, I have a question I want to ask you. He said, well, what is the question? I said, well, who is your God? I said, our God is the God of the Hebrews, of the Israelites. Who is your God? Then I turned around and told him, we're the only nation of people that have a God. So who is yours? I'll leave him with that,
Okay.
They don't tell you, JC.
I don't think I want to go out with you guys. Pass out. I'll be praying to Yahweh all day long with you, man. I just want to get home. I don't want to be all day with Elder.
You pray to Yahweh and ask him to send y'all still living during the week.
Yeah.
Says this.
Yeah, man.
Y'all, I pray you step in the line. Brother got a zeal for his God.
Yeah, well, I know, man, but we're still trying to figure out the lost sheep. We're trying to chase them away.
I'm gonna put like I said, the word, use the word going, as the word said, the word will draw you, the word gonna draw you, or either gonna grind you to power.
Real Christian.
Yeah, I know, Elder, but still got to make it easy and treatable. You can't say you're gonna die, your God gonna die with you.
What's the Elder say?
He has to say,
Jesus is saying, get your hand off my wheel.
look, the one I turn right.
That ain't the reaction you want, Elder. Paul went out, a lot of folks followed him. He got his butt whooped all the time, but you just don't want nobody to come up in here. Shit, they put out. You're gonna have folks marching around our building, man, with signs saying, "This man said JC is the devil." Be on television. I'm trying to explain things. Ain't nobody listening.
Praise Yahweh.
So we see in here in verse 7, to open the blind eye, to bring out the prisoners from the prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. So who is referring to with that? What's the prison house? What's the prison?
Prison house is the earth.
The earth?
Yeah.
Anybody agree with that? Is it the earth, the prison house? So if you're gonna bring them out of the earth, where they going?
Earth, which is no, come on, let me break it down. All right, I say the earth is he gonna call them out of the earth, which is our people, out of darkness, which is in the the prison house of the damned, which is the realm of death, huh?
Realm of what?
The realm of death.
Realm of death?
Yeah, through all their lifetime, subject to bondage.
Well, you're talking about the kingdom of Elohim, kingdom of God, then, right? After the Mashiach, because we talking about taking a prisoner from death. That means they gotta have eternal life after they come from death. Is that what you were saying?
Well, basically, like for instance, the earth is the prison. All right. Now, when Yahweh came, you know, basically the earth was cast into darkness before he came. So we was as a, especially us as the Hebrews, we was groping around in darkness looking for the door that opened into the newness of light.
So, what darkness was that?
Darkness was the darkness of sin.
Ah, so we were prisoners of sin.
There you go.
Well, maybe we can look at it a little differently.
All right.
All right. It says to open the blind eye, to bring out the prisoners from prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house.
Mm-hmm.
Why we look at it as religion?
Mm-hmm. Now, that's a better answer than what I had. You know?
You go for the throat, elder. You know.
I go for the what?
Yeah, you go for the throat, man. So if you use a scalpel, you use an axe.
They're in the prison houses right now. Should we speak, right?
Yeah, we're in the prison. Well, no, prison is religion.
That's what I'm saying. They're in the prison houses in these churches, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Today,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact.
As we speak right now, they're having service.
Yeah, they're having service and they got to pay to stay in the prison house.
It's supposed to get bonded out. That's right. You never thought about that.
Yeah.
You got to pay to stay in the prison.
Stay
huh?
in prison. Ain't nobody gonna bail you out.
Yeah, I thought that's something.
Go ahead, man.
Okay. Isaiah chapter 42, verse 8. I am Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Sing unto Yahweh a new song, and his praise from the end of the earth. You that go down to the sea, and all that is therein, the isles and the inhabitants thereof. Let the wilderness and the cities thereof lift up their voice, the villages that Kedar does inhabit. Let the inhabitants of the rock sing, let them shout from the top of the mountains. Let them give glory unto Yahweh and declare his praise in the islands. Yahweh shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. I have long time holden my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once.
Now, I understand what he's saying here, because you got to wonder, how can God have enemies? Why would he even be concerned about his enemies? He's God. He's Yah. So, who can be his enemy? Satan? No, it's talking about people here, right? Uh, Let me see, where is that at? Oh, yeah, in verse 13. Yahweh shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemy. Yeah.
Enemies of his people.
Enemies of his people.
Our enemies are his enemies.
Yeah. Yeah. When you enemies with Yahweh's people, you're enemies with Yahweh. Right. So that's why you can't speak anything against Yahweh's people, because you speak anything against them, then you're speaking against him.
Yeah.
Now, when you go up into 2 Samuel, I think, let's look at that. 2 Samuel chapter 12. Let's see here. Now, this is This is concerning David's sin with Bathsheba, right? Uh, uh, and I picked this up in verse 13. 2 Samuel 12, verse 13. It says, and David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against Yahweh. And Nathan said unto David, Yahweh also hath put away thy sin, thou shalt not die. Albeit because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of Yahweh to blaspheme. The child also that is born unto thee shall surely die. So again, we got the reference that Yahweh has enemies. So we know how powerful Yahweh is, then the enemies must be the enemies of Yahweh's people. Right. So it gives occasion for them to blaspheme. Right. Yahweh don't want his name blasphemed. But what it shows is that there are enemies of his people in the earth.
Yeah.
And we can't do anything to bring shame to Yahweh. Yeah, man.
So he also says in Zechariah too, he said, whoso touches you touches the apple of my eye, right? I'm
Right.
going to requite that. I'm paraphrasing it, right?
Yeah.
So all those people, like you said, a lot of time, those Klansmen and all these old head knockers down here in the South or whatever they did, they buried our people. They probably hadn't found a lot of these people they killed. Well, like you said, they think they died and they got away with something.
Yeah.
Or either they're in heaven.
They're in heaven, man.
But
The Ku Klux Klan up in heaven.
But he gonna get them. He gonna get them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why people they sit around and meditate on a white man. I say, man, I ain't got time for that. I say, it's already written what he gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say, y'all around here worrying about Trump, worrying about this, and I say, Trump is doing what the Most High got him doing.
Yahweh servant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just go and find something to do.
Yeah.
Go out there and do some of your dirt, whatever you're doing. Leave it Trump alone. He ain't got time to.
Yeah, I know, man. We here, we love ourselves with white folk. We can't let white folk just say and do anything without our commentary. Well, I don't think y'all need to be doing that, white folks. Next thing you know, you hang from a tree.
But yeah, you had a good thing. I saw that in we are captives with a slave mentality.
Yeah.
That coins that whole thing.
That is right there.
Yeah.
We have liberties, but we're not free.
Little Charlie, when he does wrong, we raise hell. And then when he throw out, like you said, a couple of crumbs like a baby and stuck a pacifier in her mouth, she get quiet then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they know you well. They've been watching you for 400 years.
That's right.
They know you.
I heard a young lady say we are basically Jerome Crow. What how she said that we are Jerome Crow with a black face.
We are what now?
We are Jerome Crow, not Jim Crow. This time here, we are Jerome Crow, blackface.
White man, huh? I got
Yeah.
Jerome Crow.
Yeah.
That's a new one on me, man. It ain't Jim Crow, it's Jerome Crow.
You're rolling.
Ain't no telling what the elder may say, man. Yes, elder.
Negropeans.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
What?
Negropeans, like Europeans, we Negropeans.
Yeah.
That's a good
Now,
one.
that's enough of that now.
Mexicans.
See, I gotta stop it now because y'all ain't gonna stop.
I gotta tell somebody Negropeans.
Nigga Prince, Jerome Crow. I'm pretty sure people on Facebook, YouTube ain't never heard that either, man.
Negropeans.
Negropeans.
Yeah.
Well, we've been here. I guess I can see that. Negropeans, not European. Go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
I was before Elder Stephen said that we were talking about verse 13. I was looking at it. I know we talked about it years ago about the enemies of Yahweh, people that Yahweh hate, but I look at it from a duality perspective too, because when Yahweh said, "I made the earth to be inhabited," and how mankind is going against Yahweh. They want to depopulate the earth. They want to do all these things and vaccines and chemicals and things of that nature. So mankind is an enemy of Yahweh too, because how he tried to go against Yahweh's creation. Try to supersede what Yahweh has done.
Well, do you
Not
put in
all
that
of mankind.
category?
Not all of mankind. But what I'm just saying, like the ones that go out there to try to go against, like I use that for example because they want to say, well, it needs to be X amount of people here. Well, Yahweh said that I made the earth. I can have as many people as I want. So I'm kind of like I look at that as a duality from that perspective. You got enemies, not only just the ones that don't like us, but also ones that just out there try to just make Yahweh's creation as if though he never did.
Well, he didn't reveal himself to no one but us.
True.
So they had their own gods.
Yeah.
So you got to wonder what was their morality in that God? What did the God tell them they can do and cannot do?
And
They don't have any God to tell them stuff like that.
right.
Right. So we don't want to got a God like that. Yeah, man.
Going up with gospel saying like those they constantly know Yahweh names, know who he is, but they constantly worship other gods or go their own way. Those who consider religious like before I came in, before I came in the truth of Yahweh's name, I read books. And when these books, these people that broke down that it's not Jehovah, it's not Yahweh, it's Yahweh, broke down the name, his name. But in these same books, they were denouncing the cursing his name so they could do other things. You know what I mean? They constantly, they know who he is. They constantly know his name, but they go the opposite direction and do other things. You know, like, I know Yahweh, I know what he did. I'm gonna be a Muslim. I'm gonna go to you. You know what I mean? Those are like two like eventually the worst other religions go all different direction, knowing that they
So they see the truth,
right. They decide,
but they will go into another direction.
Right.
Well, that meant it wasn't meant for them, right? Yahweh did not call them; he called his own. He wanted his own people to know the truth first.
They would consider enemies, though, them type of consider enemies too, right?
Right. So Yahweh doesn't want his name coming out of these people's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I got some of them Hebrews using another name besides Yahweh,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because his name is holy. And so we can see that, yeah, he gave him another name to these people. They like you actually they use Lord and God all the time.
Mm.
But as far as we're concerned, we're the only people that know his name, that Yahweh showed us his name, and these white folks had it all along.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't tell us nothing about it. We just got JC and that's it. Yeah, well, it was meant to be here. We look at it as if white folks had any choice in what they did to us. They had no choice.
So elder, scientists would be in that category too, right?
Scientists,
Yes.
scientists would be categorized as godless people because they believe in their own wisdom and knowledge, and wisdom and knowledge written about it about. What they believe in cannot guarantee peace in the earth. So they invest the time on things that are not conducive to love. Trying to explain Yahweh's creation. You can't explain it. I always ask those people that believe in the theory of evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why do people die? I mean, you got all these theories. Why can't we live forever? They can't answer that question. The scientists and the great thinkers of the earth cannot explain why we die. I mean, other than biological, yeah, you're going to die because of natural causes, but why do we have to die?
And why do some of them live to be 100 plus and others die at 50 or 60 or more?
Yeah, I know, but they still die. Yeah, but why? You live that long, won't you just keep on living? I mean, it's a simple question, but it's unanswerable to them. But we know we die because of sin, right? Babies die. Sometimes babies not even born. But again, death is a consequence of sin. That's all. They can't go there though, because it sounds religious.
Mm-hmm.
So they have no other explanation. And we have the explanation right here. It's cause of sin. Simple as that. Simple answer. Huh?
I just thought my bad. They said, why evolution stop? Why the monkey ain't still turning into men?
That's true.
Yeah.
Why they not still turning into men? Why the fish ain't still turning into monkey? Why did it stop all of a sudden?
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but
Because it needs to evolve.
This is the white man's world. He got all the answers. You don't like it? We got a tree right out over there with a rope hanging from it. Go ahead, Steve. Uppity Negro.
Uh, Isaiah chapter 42, verse 15. I will make waste mountains and hills and dry up all their herbs, and I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools. And I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not. I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them and not forsake them. They shall be turned back. They shall be greatly ashamed that trust in graven images, that say to the molten images, you are our gods. Hear you deaf, and look you blind, that you may see. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as Yahweh's servant? Seeing many things, but thou observest not, opening the ears, but he heareth not. Yahweh is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none says, restore. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Yaakov for a spoil, and Israel to the robbers? Did not Yahweh, he against whom we have sinned, for they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law. Therefore he hath poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and it hath set him on fire round about, yet he knew not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart.
Now, keep in mind at the time of this prophecy, now he prophesied during the time of Hezekiah and Ahaz, but they didn't have prison houses in our land. So he's talking about someone else. It says, but in verse 22, but this is the people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey and none delivered, for a spoil and none says restore. Our father did not have prison houses in the land. These prison houses are somewhere else.
So I was going to say, this brought more praise out the spirit because this brings more validity to what was spoken of in verse 7 when it says it brings more validity to it because it's saying like you say now, well they in prison houses right now. They're still Yahweh's people.
Yeah.
Even though they don't know the truth.
Right.
That doesn't make it null in effect that they're not Yahweh's people. They're just hidden in those churches,
right,
or on these mosques or any other religion that they are in.
Right.
And that's why they have to be delivered from there. That's why I'm looking at that duality of 22 and 7. Well, that brings more validity to the religion,
right,
than just an actual physical house.
So we're looking at a spiritual prison
Mm-hmm.
and a physical prison,
right,
here in these verses here, all in that same chapter. So again, it's talking about a people in prison, spiritually and physically, but it's not in their land. Because again, we didn't have prison houses. Egypt had prison houses because Joseph stayed in prison for a minute, right? And other people had prison houses. When the Romans came in, you hear about Paul and Silas being put in prison. So we as a people, collectively, we did not have prison houses. So this is talking about another people that's going to be put in prison. It says in 20, but this is the people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey and none deliver, for a spoil and none says restore. That fits our politicians and our preachers, because they use the people as a prey to enrich themselves. And then people ain't learning that, but then that's what the people want.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to hear the word. They don't want to hear anybody reading the Bible to them.
Nah.
They didn't come to church for that. The church ain't meant for the black church ain't meant to read the Bible. They just want to have somewhere to go on Sunday. So they
Right.
can dress up.
Yeah, that's good. Right.
Let me see here. I think in verse 25, it says, therefore he hath poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and hath set him on fire round about, yet he knew not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart. You know why? He's too busy blaming racism.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on. He don't know why all these bad things are happening to him. So you look at the white man, say, you did this to us white folk. Now I understand that you broke white folks' law. What you expect him to do? If you can't keep Yahweh's law, you ain't gonna keep the white folks' law either. Yeah,
You
man.
know, Elder, that made me think about some Al Sharpton. Now, he's with what you call that guy, Zora
Mansani?
Mandani,
We're
whatever.
running for mayor of New York.
Yeah, and he's all the way to the left, right? When he walks out on stage, Sharpton right there with him. I mean, you talking about a sellout, and somebody can be either bought.
It's a socialist or communist is what? Is that what it is?
It's
Socialist.
yeah,
He's a socialist.
yeah. He's actually a
Al
communist.
Sharpton out there with him.
Yeah, he's talking about government stores,
Yeah.
government apartments, and Sharpton. And got 2 or 3 more flunkies. When he come out there, they right behind him.
I bet you got paid.
And you know what? Oh, Sharpton.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it did.
I mean, Kamala Harris paid him.
But what are you? You're not even a Democrat. This man is communist.
Yeah, but he's on the Democratic Party though.
Yeah, I know. He running under guys. He just running his
Well,
mouth.
they don't know what to do with it now.
Yeah, the thing of it is, to be in that part of New York where those little hat people live, he ain't got a chance. They ain't gonna fool him.
No, he's the most popular candidate we got now.
For right
He's
now.
running well ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, well, you know,
But he would be an embarrassment to the Democratic Party because that'll put the seal on the fact that y'all a bunch of damn communists and socialists.
right.
Because you just elected one.
Well,
So everybody gonna see they nakedness from that point on that if you want to be a socialist, join the Democratic Party.
but he's kind of he's not doubling down, but he's kind of backing off. He said, I didn't really mean to say I would defund the police. I didn't mean this. A lot of people is coming into play now saying, man, you're too extreme. Even the socialists saying, no, but we don't even go there. So he's kind of lifting it up a little bit. He's saying, I really didn't mean a whole lot. Y'all took me wrong.
Well, that don't change the fact that he's still more popular than anybody
Oh,
else.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
gonna win that thing, bro.
Yeah.
And Democratic Party, I ain't gonna know what to do about that.
Yeah, that would
So
be
they'll
up
put
to,
the stamp on them that y'all ain't really American. Y'all don't believe in democracy. Y'all believe in socialism.
Right.
So yeah, that's an embarrassment to them.
I think you know what, I gotta take that back. You're right, because that brother that's mayor,
Yeah.
Trump is already giving him a position because Trump know he's gonna lose. Yeah, you right about that.
Go there.
The brother that's
Adams.
Adams,
Eric Adams.
yeah. Well, they say it's a rumor going around. Trump got a position for him in his administration.
Oh yeah.
So I'm thinking Trump hadn't said. He said no, I'm denying it, but it might be that Trump is thinking this guy can't win.
He said he want one, but he's waiting for Trump to call.
Okay, he know he's not gonna win then, right?
He said he do want a position, but if you'll have to wait for Trump to sign off.
Well, they showed the Democratic Party showed turn on it, man. Cause he kept complaining about all them immigrants up in there.
Mhm.
They ain't got the money to pay for that stuff. They got them in 5-star hotels and feeding the best food, and they running out of money. Whose idea was that?
As soon as he did that, next day,
Next day he under investigation.
next day they had him pulled right off. Took
Yeah.
his laptop and everything.
Yeah.
Everything. He wastes no time.
Yeah, Biden don't play that, bro. You better toe the line. Did your hand go?
No, don't worry about it.
But this
They answered it.
They want to say, well, Trump is a dictator or he's running a campaign on doing everything, but Biden did the same thing.
Yeah,
He told everybody what? If you don't take that vaccine, then you ain't gonna have a job.
that's right.
See,
Got rid of half the
hypocrisy.
military.
Yeah.
I did not know by the time a kid in this country is 5 years old, he has had 74 vaccines.
Right.
That is crazy. And
How many did you have when you were born?
the only thing I can remember is just taking shot for measles when I got
But
5.
that's what you remember.
Yeah,
But this is when they born,
yeah.
they get them shot.
74 years before you get, right, by the time you
What's
buy.
changed to the point you got to have 74 shots after you're born? What's changed? Is there more pollution in the world? Is there more diseases in the world? Why you got to have that many shots?
People moving around the earth, they're bringing different things from other parts of the earth, like different type of lung funguses and stuff like that. That's what some of the vaccines is for. The rest of them are just poison. But you got different people like there's only certain fungus that get in your lung that's to a certain area. So if they find this fungus in your lung, they know you got it from being traveling in a certain area. As you travel a certain area, they'll be able to get a certain fungus in your lung. You know what I mean? Because
Look, what it is, what they're saying is that while the baby's in the womb, it's got diseases already.
Yeah, that's a game.
That's how you know.
that's because she carried it.
Huh?
Everything when she used to digested or eat.
Yeah, I know, but when you and I were born, they ate everything that was available.
Right.
They didn't do anything to us.
Squirrels, rabbits, everything.
Yeah. Pig, they ate it all. Chitlins,
Mhm. But Elder, you know
they didn't
what?
get no shot for that.
It's a concerted effort between them politicians and CDC. That's what this whole thing is about. Am I right?
Yeah, I
They're
guess.
getting money, man. They're getting all kind of money.
Yeah.
But the CDC allowing them to do this kind of mess. That's where Robert Kennedy, he's causing the problem.
Well, yeah, I think he's cutting that out, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop right here and open the floor for questions. Does anyone have any questions before we dismiss?
Good class, brother.
Praise y'all. Let's see what's on chat.
Yeah.
That's not it's not
Pharmaceutical.
I have Chava Shelton on YouTube. Shalom Chava Shelton. Shalom Sister Neriah. Shalom Brother Alahayim. Shalom Elder Mick. Hope you're feeling better. He had an accident the other day. He fell down, and they had to take him to the hospital.
I heard that.
Yeah. Elder Mick. Yourself. Shalom David Reed. Shalom Brother Hanat Ben Israel. Shalom Brother Alahayim Ben Yasharala. And Sister Malaka Ben Yasharala. Shalom Gregor Rucker. Shalom Elder Tobiah. Shalom Brother Eliyahu Ben Israel. Hope you're doing fine at home, man. Glad to make you made it home. Shalom Susie Garman. Shalom Elder Hiram. Shalom Brother Odiah. Shalom Yashar Islam. We had a brother here named Yashar. I made a mistake thinking that this sister here was a brother because her name is Yashar. Right? She had to correct me because all of them used to our Yashar. They used to be with us. Right? But I thought that might have been him. Again, forgive me, my sister. Shalom Kimberly Israel. Shalom Mickey Anderson. Shalom Lonely Red Wolf. Shalom Wanda M. Shelton. Shalom Brother Roosevelt Petrie. Shalom Leal Israel. Shalom Brother Benaiah. Shalom Brother Abraham. Shalom Elder Azariah. Shalom Crypto Caveman. Shalom Mother Marsha. Shalom Mother Akia. Shalom Yahweh Song. Shalom Saul Ben Israel. Shalom Otis. He said, yes, I'm here. I'm working, but still listening.
Ask him, is he on the moon?
No, see, I ain't going to that though. Steve trying to start trouble, Otis. I'm watching your back, man. Shalom, Heaven Israel. Shalom, Melinda Curry. Shalom, Kevin Birch. Shalom, Sister Nava. Shalom, Thomas Miller. Shalom, Deborah, Rachel, Israel. Shalom, Brother Malachi, Israel. Shalom, Brother Malachi. Is it a scripture states saying anything about closing your eyes when you pray? No, not particularly, but what we do have is an example of prayer and the people that prayed to Yahweh in that, for instance, when Abraham and uh, not Abraham, but Moshe uh, was talking to the angel of the burning bush, he didn't want to look at him. And when Moshe had that issue with the some of the Levites when they intruded into the priest's office, Moshe and Aaron fell on their face. So we're looking at the fact that what they did was humbling themselves, not wanting to look upon who they was praying to. So it doesn't say you close your eyes when you pray, but they did, and the reason being, you look at the reason being is that they felt unworthy to look upon who they were praying to. That was the purpose. So I can't imagine you looking at who you're praying to. It just does not make any sense. I mean, you can gaze up and with your eyes closed, but nevertheless, to look upon he who you're praying to, it's like you have no fear. Yeah.
It's kind of like, in the military, like when you go to enlisted man, like the captain in the base, whatever, you're not supposed to look him in the face, you know what I mean? You look off, you know what I mean? You're not supposed to look at him. He's superior, you're not supposed to really just stare at him like that.
You been in the military?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That explains a lot. Can't wait to get over there and shoot somebody. Okay. All right then. Yeah, that's my explanation of that, Brother Malachi. That you don't feel worthy to look upon who we're praying to. So he just want to hear us. He ain't got to see us, and we got to see him. Shalom, Shamayan Yasharala Elder. Shalom, brother yourself. Shalom, brother Adrian Davis. Glad to see you doing all right, man. Shalom, Cujo Goody. Jerome Crow. He said Jerome Crow.
Jerome Crow. Negro opinions.
The Negro Peons. Well, I don't know, man. Y'all elders come up with some doozies. Here's fine. Shalom, elder. Wouldn't Esau be Yah's main enemy? Look at most of the evil in the world, in the earth. Esau, for the most part, is in the forefront or cause of it, and not too far away. It's like they was born Satan's children.
Can't say nothing about that.
It's kind of hard to hear. Well, I'm not saying what you're saying is not true. It is true. But Yahweh, I mean, you read up in Malachi, Yahweh has hateful. But when you read what Paul said about Jacob and Esau, it said, Jacob I love, Esau I hated. Let me see here. In Malachi, what did it say? Chapter 1, it says, Esau, the people against whom Yahweh have indignation forever. What he's saying is if he's got indignation against you, that means he abhors you, and you are considered an abomination, and it also refers to his anger. So he said that you can't. Well, Esau's our enemy, he ain't Yahweh's enemy. Well, we look at we were speaking earlier about how the Gentiles have ruled the world. Well, you can't say that they didn't do what Esau does too. I think what Esau does is put it in the mind of white people how to rule the world. Yeah, yeah, they're gonna answer for what they've done. Shalom, Sister Malaka, Van of Yasharala, Shalom, Trey Kingfish Minor, Shalom, Brother Clarence Marks and Sister Yolita. Shalom Shaul ben Israel. Shalom Timmy Turner. Shalom Elder Hezekiah. Praise Yah. Let's see. Shalom Mikael. Shalom Judayah. Shalom. Who wants to know? I have a question. Is the earth a sphere? Is it a flat surface enclosed by a dome? Shalom, everyone. Your second choice is correct according to the book of Genesis. The earth is covered by what they call a firmament. And that firmament is in the form of an arch. So it's not a complete circle. So if the earth was round, then how come just only one half of it is covered with that firmament? So it's the covered the earth is you're right about that. Enclosed by a dome. The surface is enclosed by a dome, which is we call space.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with that, that's all that's out there. There is no Earth is just the fact that people believe the Earth is a sphere. They can't explain how it is a sphere except by theories. But the fact is, well, look at the airplane pilot that's coming in for a landing. He's looking at the horizon, right? He's got that balance of that. You know, the screen that has the line of that telling him, oh, he's going too far to the left or to the right. Well, he doesn't see a curve in the earth when he's landing this plane.
Mm-mm.
When you go out, for instance, in Lake Michigan, and you can see a boat 5 miles away. Well, what is the curvature? You're not supposed to see that boat if it's 5 miles away. So where's the curvature? When does the curvature begin? There is no curvature. It's only a flat surface. And another last thing I'm going to remind you of is that when Mashiach returns, look what he says is going to happen when he returns. In chapter 24 of Matthew,
Mm-hmm.
he says in verse 27, whereas the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds from one end of the heaven to up. So if all the tribes of the earth are going to see him, then the earth cannot be a ball. Only one side of the earth will see him, but the other side of the earth will not be able to see him. So how can the earth be a ball? But white folks didn't write this. So that's why we got the other side of the story. That yeah, you white folks say that the earth is a sphere. She actually everybody's gonna see it. Yeah.
You know, you always hear people talking about they travel around the world, but they only travel around the world east to west. Nobody talks about they travel around the world. So
Yeah. Yeah, no. So you gotta look at the flight paths of some of these planes. It don't make any sense. Seems like if the earth was flat, you can go straight from America to Africa. Right?
That's right.
What do they do, man?
What they do, leave out of Africa, where Zambia, for instance, had to fly out of Zambia to South Africa first, then catch a connecting flight back from South Africa to Istanbul.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So to leave Zambia, is it Zambia or Gambia?
Zambia.
Zambia?
I said Zambia first.
Okay, Zambia.
Yeah.
You got to go to South Africa first, then catch a connecting flight, and that'll take you to Istanbul.
Yes.
And from Istanbul, you go to America.
Yeah.
Why are you doing all that? I mean, you're right there in Africa. You're right across the street. Yet you got to go all these different places. Why? To keep the people from realizing that the earth is flat.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's keeping that mindset. So that's why a lot of people they make fun of people that they call them flat earthers. But like I said, we got NASA saying the same thing that the earth is flat. It does not move. So I'm gonna believe NASA.
So, Ella, let me ask you something. I just thought about it. I don't know about countries and location, but uh, he tells you in Isaiah chapter 18, it talk about that land that land that's got wings, right? It said Ethiopia is not that far. Is that Ethiopia it's talking about?
Ethiopia's in the east
Yeah,
of
but
Africa.
it's saying how close is it proximity of the United States.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have to, like you say, you shouldn't have to go in and out of all them countries.
Yeah,
That
but
don't make a lot of sense.
it's deception.
Yeah.
They don't want something they don't want you to see. Yeah. I hope that help you out. Who wants to know? Make Elder, can you explain regeneration that Hamashiach spoke on in Matthew 19:28? Why did they ask Yahshua if he was Elijah? And why did they ask John, is he, if he was a Mashiach? Can you read Job 19:26? You want me all over the place, man. Well, it says in the regeneration, that's not only talking about the resurrection, also the regeneration of the earth, because Israel is going to be like the Garden of Eden. All right, so look at it now. Yeah, it ain't nowhere near that. So when he's referring to the regeneration, actually talking about the regenerate, about the resurrection. Um, let's see. Well, it says, why did they ask Yahshua if he was Elijah? Well, they didn't ask him. They asked his disciples, was he like Elijah? He asked them, what do men say? Who do men say that I am? Right? And they say, some say you're Elijah, some say that you're that prophet. And then they say, well, who do you say I am? He said, you're the son of Elohim, right? And he said, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you, Peter. Yeah, the Father revealed that to you, right? So, yeah, they didn't understand who Yahshua was, but they knew according to Malachi, that Elijah was supposed to come and turn the hearts of the father to the son, the hearts of the son to the fathers. So that they didn't know whether he was that prophet or not. They're just throwing out names.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, in reference to that scripture that you're talking about, why didn't they say, well, why didn't they say, when they asked Jesus, well, who do you say I am? You know, Jesus?
Yeah.
I tell you, you turn out a prophecy class here. um, uh, yeah, well, John was letting them know that he was that voice speaking in the wilderness. They thought maybe, again, they were waiting for the Mashiach. They were waiting for a Messiah to come and save them from them Romans, right? So they say, well, maybe that's the Messiah right now. Maybe that's Elijah. Maybe that's that. Let me see. Can you read Job 19:26? Let's see here. And though after my skin worms destroyed it by the yet in my flesh shall I see Elohim. You got to look at verse 25 to verse 27. It says, for I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though after my skin worms destroyed his body, yet in my flesh shall I see Elohim, whom I shall see for myself, and mine eyes shall behold and not another, though uh, though my reins be consumed within me. So what he's saying is that I know I'm going to die one day, and I'm going to turn to dust. But I know I'm going to be raised up. He's talking about the resurrection here. He said, I'm going to be raised up, and I'm going to see God for myself. Now, that to be raised up when the Mashiach shows up. But since death would have no more power over him, he'll live until he sees Elohim himself. And that's what he's referring to. Job had knowledge. It ain't like he was just out there by himself. He understood a whole lot of things. He understood who Yahweh was. But even his three partners, they understood who Yahweh was. So when he died, he knows he's gonna die. But when he knows what he said, I believe in the resurrection. Right? I'm gonna be raised up, even though my skin has turned to dust, worms have ate up my flesh. I'm still gonna be raised up, and I'm gonna see God for myself.
Mhm.
He knows his Redeemer lives. What do you mean a Redeemer? Someone that purchased him from captivity. That's what the redemption is. You're redeeming something that someone else has. Like our father was redeemed from Egypt, from Pharaoh and Egyptian, right? Well, they bargained with him, right? Said, if you do this, then I won't bring the blood, turn your river to blood, right? If you let my people go. Well, I ain't gonna let them go. So now it's turned to blood. Now all those great plagues and diseases came upon the Egyptians. Well, he was trying to redeem his people out of captivity. When Job, when it talks about verse 25, I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. Who is the Redeemer? The Mashiach, because he's the only one that has overcome death. So he can redeem those that are going to die from death. Let me see here. Yeah. So let me see. I think that's what that's talking about, Brother Michael, that Job is going to be redeemed from death by the Mashiach himself, but he will be able to see the Creator himself on that new earth. Uh, 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 who wants to know says, thank you. I tried talking to IUIC about this, but they don't teach this. And they asked me if I was staying with them. I left. That's why I always tell people before you get baptized here, check out these other groups. Listen to their doctrine and see if you agree with them or not. If they can make you bring understanding to you or not. Because if you come up in here and get baptized, then you find another group, then that means you lie. So if you're not faithful to this congregation, you won't be faithful to them either. Yeah. Show you what kind of person you are. Where are you located? I would love to congregate with you. Do you have a congregation in Alabama? No, we don't. Here, all the other people in Alabama came here. Yeah, there's got a lot of people in Alabama. They're all over here. Go to our website. Our website is www.thencci.org. It'll give you the address of where we are. We've been here since 1997, and Yahweh still allowed us to stay here. You can read up a little bit about our history once you go to the website. Uh, we've been together since actually 1975. And so you can say that we've been together 50 years. So, but I praise Yahweh for you. Who wants to know? But Yahweh gets the glory, my brother. I'm just a servant. I ain't worth 2 dead flies. So, uh, praise Yahweh that you that you got a little understanding of your question. Yeah, but you're invited. Come on out, man. Watch some of our stuff on YouTube and on Facebook. You can catch our Sabbath service on YouTube and Facebook, and our Bible study on Facebook. We have a history class every third day of the week, which is Tuesday night. We have a prophecy class like today every Sunday at 11 o'clock. So pull us up. You can find us this time. You can find us again. Be glad to have you. Appreciate your question. You got good questions, and I love questions. So by all means, you're invited to come out, check us out, and see what we're about. All right. Now we don't put pressure on people to get baptized when you first show up. We don't do that. We let you come and get comfortable, get used to the people that are around here. It's sort of a family-oriented congregation, and we always watch out for one another, and we pray for one another. Uh, yeah, yeah. Mother Kay said, yes, Elder. Uh, we commute to the camp and love it. Thank you, Elder. I'm 65 years old, and I remember you from years ago. Just he already knows who I am. I did not know that. Well, I've been here for a minute, so I guess he can say that. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. I'll give you 5 more seconds. Facebook and YouTube. Type in something for me to answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Facebook. We're gonna go ahead and shut it down. Join us. Join our next week. We have our not next week, but on the 3rd day we have our history class, and on the 5th day we have our sisters only class. And then we have a Sabbath service. But we got the Feast of Trumpets coming up in a couple of weeks. So we want everybody to be tuned in for that. If you can't make it in person, we keep it the Feast of Trumpets. And after that, we got the Day of Atonement. And after that, the Feast of Tabernacles, all in this month and next month. So it's getting kind of close. So we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Okay. Again, thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube. Y'all bless you.